Welcome, Byron Katie. You're in Amsterdam right now. You're here to give a workshop on Thursday, and then you will be traveling to the UK and to Germany to give a much bigger workshop. Can you tell us a little bit about these workshops?
Yes. Basically, when I attend one of these, just like everyone else does, then we all just experience what it's like to question what we believe, to question the thoughts that are causing our suffering. And many transformations happen in that.
Wow.
You know, we believe things we've never stopped to question. And I found that if we do stop and just question what we're believing, then a lot of hurt feelings can be spared, and a lot of misunderstandings, and a lot of arguments. Anything that causes us not to understand each other is difficult. So the work is very powerful, and it is inquiry.
You found out the truth about not believing your thoughts all by yourself.
Yeah, I did. I was actually sleeping on a floor, and a bug crawled over my foot, and I was in this dead sleep. And as that bug crawled, it was a cockroach, it crawled over my foot, and it woke me up, but it woke me up in two ways. It was like there was no thought there, and then all of a sudden I noticed the mind kicked in. It was like it was silent, and then the mind hit, and I saw that everything had a name. And then once it's named, it comes into existence. And I learned at that moment that we have to believe it before we can see it, whatever that is. And that was quite shocking, and I began to laugh. And I saw that this is the important thing. I saw that when I believed my thoughts, I suffered, but when I questioned them, I didn't suffer. And I've come to see that this is true for every human being.
Could you tell us a little bit about the 4 questions? There are 4 questions now, but were they right in your mind when you had that epiphany?
Well, it's something that I was shown. And then when people would ask me what, my transformation was radical, extremely radical. And when people wanted to know what happened and would I help them, I couldn't tell them what happened. It was, how are you going to articulate something like that?
Yes.
So I would ask them to put it on paper, and then each time, for example, those 4 questions, for maybe this person would say, I'm so unhappy, he no longer cares about me. And then I could say, he doesn't care about you, is that true? And can you absolutely know that it's true? And notice how you react when you think that thought, and notice who you would be without it. And we did these 4 questions slowly, and they begin to just wake up to what they did not have access to. And then I asked them to find turnarounds, opposites of what they're thinking. So he doesn't care about me. The opposite is he does care about me. And then to just slow down and find examples of in that moment when that situation was happening, can they find an example of where he really was caring about you? And then another opposite is I don't care about him. And then I can see my part in the argument, or in my hurt feelings and why I was hurt, and the ways that I was not caring about him. And another turnaround is he doesn't care about me. Another turnaround is I don't care about me.
So actually our thoughts cause our suffering.
Yes.
Not the reality.
Yes, and actually our thoughts don't. It's like the belief. It's like when the thoughts move through, we try to stop our thinking, but we're not successful at that.
No.
But if we identify those stressful thoughts, when we're angry or upset with someone we care about, then and question them, then it changes our entire perspective. And what I love about it is that we're not switching from a negative way of thinking to a positive way of thinking. We question it, and then it switches for us.
Yes.
And so, for me, if I just do my job and question my stressful thoughts, then what is given in that is a life I never dreamed possible, and I'm so grateful.
We still have the thoughts. The thoughts just come to us.
Yeah, the thoughts come and we believe them or we don't. But they're so natural when they come that I found that thoughts, they come. There's nothing we can do to stop them. It's like when you wake up in the morning, do you think to yourself, I think I won't think today? Well, we're already being thoughts. Yes. So when those thoughts meet the head, it's how they're received. Actually, it's the mind questioning the mind when we are doing inquiry, until eventually the mind, the thoughts we're thinking, cease to be at war with each other. And so there's a balance of mind. And then it's been enlightened, it's lighter, and it's a balance.
Actually, it's like using your own inner wisdom.
It is exactly.
The answers are already inside of us.
Yes. And as you said before, the questions are so powerful, but the ultimate truth is our answers are the power. Yes. So that's within us, and we all have that power, and we all have equal wisdom.
So actually these 4 questions and the turnaround there are so essential in becoming better, more patient people.
Absolutely. They're a meditation. It's a practice. The work is a practice. Just to sit with every day and just listen to our inner self as we respond to those questions. And it's so lovely, and it shifts our lives in such a radical way. If people knew, they would run to it. We come out as kinder human beings, more understanding human beings, and we're more connected and less fearful. Yes. And eventually, just not fearful.
What I've experienced when I changed and when I became more aware is that it frightens other people around you.
It does.
Because suddenly you're unrecognizable.
My case was extreme. It was very extreme because I was so depressed. And so when I changed, actually, my husband didn't even recognize me. My body was the same, but my personality shifted so radically that he would even say, "Where's my wife? It's not fair. What did you do with her?" He was very confused. And my children as well. But I was so much kinder and so easy to get along with, they quickly adapted. But it did shift the whole family, yes. Yeah. And it's still shifting them. And I'm still growing, expanding, so are they. And, once we find freedom, our whole world expands. For me, I do the work or I have a miserable life. Yeah. And I'm a much kinder mother, a more understanding mother. When my children talk, I hear them. I actually hear them. I'm out of self. I can hear them. I can hear their life. I'm connected with them totally. It's not all about me. So I think that's the greatest privilege. So I would invite parents with children of any ages, even grown children, to give the work a try. It certainly does give us another way to raise our children.
Absolutely.
I watch my daughter with her children, and it's so different than the way I raised her. But if you have this little child and you say, "Brush your teeth," and the child doesn't brush their teeth, you say, "Go into the bathroom and brush your teeth." And they, "Oh, I don't want to." Well, you don't know what's going on. It's for all you know, they don't even know what a toothbrush is. And they don't know which one is theirs. And they don't know where the toothpaste is. And they don't know what is toothpaste. I mean, we expect them to know. Yeah. And so we raise our voices or we become impatient when maybe they just don't know. I can recall, someone saying, my mother saying, "Brush your teeth." I had no idea. I had to watch my sister. I had no idea. I only knew I was doing something wrong. I was supposed to do something. I didn't know what it was. A parent would pick up these signs if their mind were clear and say, "I'll go with you." we'll find the toothbrush. We'll look at your toothbrush.
And the world would look different.
Yes, we would live much differently, because when our mind is open, that intelligence, that wisdom has an opportunity to surface. And that's what happened to me on the floor. My mind had just stopped long enough to notice.
If some of the viewers are very stressed right now, what would be your number one advice?
There is a way, and that suffering's optional, and I invite people to, I guess you ask for something short and simple. There's a way. There's a way out of suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah.